What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of JP Randomness. Hope you guys are having a blessed and an amazing day out there if you guys are watching this video. Now, if you guys have saw in one of my previous videos, I built a chicken fence for my chickens that I will be getting today, and that's where you guys are going to be seeing how to make a very easy chicken brooder that I'm going to set up basically with supplies from Tractor Supply, and not a sponsored video, but I'm going to get it mostly from them and from another local farm store that we have around the area. If you guys want to learn how to make an easy brooder, stay tuned right now because we're about to drive to Tractor Supply and get all the things that we need. So hope you guys enjoy, and we're gonna jump right into the video. We got chicks. Alright, so first thing you guys are going to need is some type of a place to keep the chicks. I'm going to be using this tub that I picked up at Walmart. You could buy one at Tractor Supply that's metal or that's like ABS plastic, but those are kind of expensive. This one was only like $5 to $10. You could pick it up at Walmart and it will do the job perfectly fine. Just make sure you have everything set, like I'm about to show you how to use it, and you should be good to go. So next thing we're going to bring out here is going to be the wood chips. Now these I bought at Tractor Supply. They're Tractor Supply brand. You can make them if you have a wood chipper, but if not, you can just buy them. They were like $10 at the store. It comes with all that you need. That should be more than enough for at least while the chicks are still young before you move them to the coop. You guys can see regular wood chips you guys can make if you have a wood chipper, but if not, you can easily buy them right here in Tractor Supply and you should be good for that. The next thing we're going to use right now is going to be the food. Now this is the Doomer brand. I think that's the way you say it. They have a different brand in Tractor Supply, but this is also the one. They provide two of them. This is a special chick feed that's specially made for chicks. I bought that at Tractor Supply for about $7. It was like 10 pounds. You guys can see it's kind of small little food that you put in their food container so they can eat. It's specially made for chicks, so pick that up so they could be healthy. It's a little medicated, so it helps them on their growth. Next thing you're going to need is something to keep the food in. This you could buy at Tractor Supply. It was a little expensive. I think it was like $10 over there. I picked it up at another local farm store. You just put the food in. I'll show you guys later on how to do it. But it's pretty simple. You just screw it on and it keeps feeding the chicks food every time when they take. It's like an automatic chick feeder. Put it that way. Next thing to accompany that we're going to use is going to be the water container. Now this, I already got water inside it, but it's basically the same thing, an automatic water feeder. Once it hits a certain level, it stops filling, and when they keep drinking, it keeps feeding it if it goes below that level. So when that's full, that's exactly a gallon. That was also $5 or $5 a piece in the other store. You'll never need to worry about water for at least about a week or so when you have that inside the coop. Next thing is these electrolytes and probiotics. Tractor Supply recommends this for you when you get chickens and to put it inside their water. One packet per gallon, so one of each per gallon of water, and it helps their like digestion and their eating. It helps them overall be a healthier chicken. But you're also supposed to have pure water, regular water with nothing inside it. That's what I use those 2 cups for. They're supposed to be able to choose between the probiotic electrolyte water and the regular one. So that's what I got there. Pretty simple, and you can just put between both waters. Next thing you guys are going to need is a heat lamp. This I picked up at a thrift store because I saw it, but they also sell it at Tractor Supply for around $10 or so. Mostly everything here is around $10 a piece, but I found it at the thrift store a little cheaper. I decided to pick it up. It's just a regular heat lamp that you plug in and put a regular bulb inside to provide the heat if it's cold. If not, then you really don't need it if you have like 90-degree weather. But I also bought this heat bulb in PetSmart. PetSmart sold this. It's 50 watts. It saves you electricity. They have the 250 watt one, but that's just one. It's way too hot. You have to put that really high, and it just wastes too much electricity. So this one's 50 watts. It's pretty affordable. It provides just enough heat. You just gotta put the heat lamp a little closer. I'll show you exactly the distance you should have. And you should also get these 2 blocks that are going to elevate the food and the water for them, or else they'll spill it everywhere, and trust me, you don't want that. So get 2 blocks. They're about 2 inches high. And next thing you're going to need here is going to be a thermometer, so you could adjust the temperature of the inside of the brooder, because you don't want it to be too hot, but you also don't want it to be too cold, or else they could freeze, and you don't want that to happen. This is a little scale of the temperature So when they hatch to 1 week, it's supposed to be about 95 degrees. From 1 week to 2 weeks, it's supposed to be 90 degrees. From 2 to 3 weeks, it's supposed to be 85 degrees. To 3 to 4 weeks, 80 degrees. 4 to 5 weeks, 75 degrees. And after that, they should be acclimated to the regular temperature. Now, if your house is already like 85 degrees in the first 1 or 2 weeks, you don't have to worry about anything. You might not even need the heat lamp. But this is all you're going to need for the project. Then you guys should be good to go. Alright, so first things first, we're going to put the wood chips inside the container, set everything up. You're going to need at least 1 or 2 inches of wood chips inside this thing. So just keep filling, don't be cheap. You're going to have to change this about when they just hatch to about a week. You're probably gonna only have to change it once in the middle of the week, but once they start growing up, you're gonna have to change it more and more because they're growing bigger. But right now I just put enough there that they could just lay down, sleep, and never really reach the plastic. Then I'm gonna set these 2 blocks that I told you about earlier to elevate the water and the food. At first I'm not gonna elevate the food because they are not they're not old enough, like tall enough to reach the food yet, but I will elevate the water, or else you'll have your water filled with wood chips, because they're just going to be kicking while they're like learning how to search for food in the ground. They're going to be kicking little wood chips in the water. You don't want that. But the water is set, then you just put the food on. Don't forget to put the probiotics on the water. Make sure you add that on there, at least when they're young. You could put one of each packing inside before you set the water, just to make sure they are healthy and drinking enough and getting enough minerals and electrolytes inside their water. You just mix up a gallon, 2 packs per gallon, 1 of each. Shouldn't be that hard. Now, to fill up the food container, this is very, very, very simple. Just unscrew the lid, like so. Then you just put the green part down. You get the cup. Make sure you're not spilling anything, because trust me, you don't want to waste any food right here. Just fill it up all the way until it's at its max. Probably takes like 3 or 4 cups to fill it up at its max, and it should be good to go. You can see there's a last cup there. Then you're just going to have to do a quick flip. It's not going to be that hard. Just a quick boom right there. And all the food will go down to the bottom. They'll always, every time the food level goes down, the thing will automatically keep feeding them more food, and they should be good to go with that set right there. As you see, it's pretty easy. Just flip it over. I'm just going to set it in the plain ground. As I told you, I'm not elevating the food yet, but when they grow, I will elevate the food with the other block that I showed you, piece of brick that I had there. The water and the food seem like they're set, ready to go, and now we can move on to the next step. Alright, so I'm going to elevate this to an elevated area. I'm just going to use our wood burning stove, which we are not using this summer, so don't worry, the chicks are not going to get burnt. But I just want to be able to reach them and handle them a little more easier. You should handle your chicks every day, just to make sure they get like acclimated to you, you could say, get used to you holding them. But we're going to set up the heat lamp now. As you guys can see, you should build a heat lamp stand, but in my case, I really, 1, didn't have time for it, and 2, I just kind of forgot, you could say. So I'm going to show you another way you could just tape it on to the brooder. It's not going to be hard. You can always elevate it. If it gets too hot for them, you could build a stand, which I might show you guys how to do. But as you can see here, I'm just going to add a little bit of tape onto it, and it should hold it up pretty sturdy that it won't go down. You don't have to add that much tape. Just make sure that the heat lamp is not going to fall onto them, and they are not going to get they're not going to get burnt if it does. So as you can see here, it's very sturdy on there, pretty safe. That isn't going anywhere. I would slide in a little piece of cardboard just in case, because I don't want the metal to get so hot that it burns right through the brooder plastic, because it's not a metal one. So I just put in a little piece of cardboard there, and the light should be good to go. The heat lamp should be ready. So as you can see, boom, I got like a red one, and it heats up that spot. Always be sure to leave some space that's not with a heat lamp, so if they are too hot, they could just adjust their temperature where they're like in between the middle of the heat lamp and where there's no heat, so they can get used to it. I'm going to put my little thermometer right under the heat lamp, making sure it's about 95 degrees, since my chicks basically just hatched about 2 days ago. I'm going to, that's what Tractor Supply told me, so I'm going to put that there. This is what the chicks came in when I bought them in Tractor Supply. A nice little chick case with some holes inside so they could breathe. And I bought 2 kinds of chicks. I bought 2 leghorns, I believe that's what they're called, and golden comments. 2 golden comments. So one's gonna lay white eggs, the other's gonna lay brown eggs. I just wanted a mixture of both. You guys, if you have a preference, you could get whichever one you want. But I decided to split the decision here. As you guys can see, they are basically just hatched. They are really tiny, really cute, really fun to hold. Don't forget, hold them every single day so they can get used to you and basically see you as the leader of their group, and they won't peck you and in the future bite you. So you don't want that to happen. So they're really small. You can't put them outside until they are fully feathered, so they're going to probably be in here for a good 4 to 5 weeks in this brooder. I might get a bigger brooder once they are like starting to really fly, and I will recommend putting a cover on of chicken wire so they won't fly out of there. I don't have one now because they are small, but I will, don't worry, I will put a cover in after about a week or so just to make sure they don't fly out. Trust me, you do not want to see a chick running around your house. So I'm just leaving them in there. I will remove the thermometer after I realize exactly what temperature it is. They're gonna probably start eating. Now you should grab a chick and put his head in the food and in the water. And once one of them starts doing it and they all see him, they'll all start eating and drinking the same way. And I'm adding the regular pure water that's not electrolyted. It's just so funny how the way they drink. They like stick their beak down and they lift their head up. It's really cool. So it's a great experience to get chickens. I'm just starting out. This is my first time. This, I believe, is the easiest and cheapest way you could build a brooder. I think this cost me no more than like 80 bucks with buying the things in the thrift store and from a few other places. But in total, it should cost you no more than $100. A great investment. I can't wait till these guys start laying eggs. It'll probably take them about 6 months before they start laying eggs. Now that lands in the winter, and their egg production usually goes down in the winter, so I'm not expecting eggs till this spring. So I'm waiting for that. I will show you guys how to build the outdoor coop once they start growing up, and it should be a very fun experience. I can't wait till they grow up, and that should be the simple way on how to do it. Alright guys, and that is it for today's video. This was a very simple way to make an easy chicken brooder with all the supplies that you need. Everything that I had there I picked up at my local Tractor Supply or my local farm store, such as the wood chips, the food, the water container, and the food container with the lamp and the tub. Now the tub I picked up at Walmart just because the ones in Tractor Supply, they were a little expensive. So I just went to Walmart, bought a little storage tub and put it in there and used it. And yeah, everything here cost me about 60 to 70 bucks, including the little chicks. I'll probably make an update video once they grow some feathers. As you can see, he's happy right there. And yeah, I also made a fencing video on how to make an outdoor fence for once the chickens are already grown. If you want to see that video, I'll put a card right up there where you guys can check it out. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see my previous video, don't forget to hit the button at the left. If you want to see the video YouTube recommends, hit the button at the right. And if you want to join JP Nation, hit the button at the top. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video. And until next time, this is Josiah, signing out.